Facebook streaming, YouTube streaming, and also via Skype. Each one of you is welcome to this live streaming from our studios in Trinidad. Each one of you is welcome to from wherever you are connecting. Sutras of Vigyan Bhairav Tantra, transformation through anger. Do not create any falsity around you. What does it mean? What does it mean? Do not create any falsity around you. You are angry. Are you totally angry? And if at that moment somebody comes in, you bear a different face. There is a violent fight is erupting between two people. All of a sudden a neighbor comes in. Both bear a smile on their face. This is what is meant by falsity. False will never lead you to real. It will never transform you. Many times situation like this comes. Husband and wife are arguing or quarreling or something on a certain matter. All of a sudden somebody comes in. Something false, a smile, a gesture appears on the face. You have to be innocent. This is not innocence. Innocence means when you are angry, you are totally angry. Whatsoever you are doing, you are totally into it. Only then that particular thing can become the process of transformation for you. Look at the children. They are innocent in whatever they are doing. If they are angry totally. If you ask them anything at that time, they said, I cannot talk to you, I am angry with you. But you bear a false smile on your face. Your gesture changes. This is what you have been conditioned, that anger is bad, violence is bad. This is the first thing, that do not bear anything false on your face or around you. That does not mean I have not finished. That does not mean I am asking you to be violent. No, that is a wrong interpretation. The correct first step is, there are steps. Steps of doing something. The first step is, do not bear anything false around you, create anything false around you. There are people, they want to have transformation, but they do not know the basics of it. We are living in different time zones. Someone is connecting from US. At the moment, US time and Trinidad time is same. Somebody is connecting from Europe. Certain parts they are 6 hours ahead of Trinidad time. Certain parts they are 5 hours ahead of time. England time is 4 hours, Greenwich Mean Time. Indian time is 9.5 hours ahead of that. So you want to talk to this master or someone, but you do not understand the basics. The best option is, if you are not everybody wants to get a smartphone because it has become a prestige symbol. Are you smart enough to use the smartphone? Do you know at least workable number of features of your smartphone? I do not know all the features. I'm learning, and each day I'm learning certain features. This morning I wanted to put the do not disturb sign, but when I noticed it was do not disturb the people, then allow certain calls, and the apps do not disturb. So I have to still go into details. The best option is, I want to talk to you, send a message. I want to talk to you, just let me know the convenient time when I can talk to you. You are calling not knowing what the other person is doing or anything. So the first thing is the courtesy. Lala ji used to say, adab pehla kareena hai mohabbat ke kareenon mein. Adab means etiquette. If you do not respect the person's privacy or his time, you cannot grow into love, grow into awareness. So the first thing is, in order for using anger or violence or sex for transformation, the first step is, do not create anything false around you. Do not do the false and allow the real, a total expression. This is the second step. Allow the real, the total expression. But you are in such a haste to find the answer to what to do. Then again, you will stop and say, that means I should, if I am violent, should I follow the violence totally? Wait a minute, let me finish what I have to tell you, these steps. The first step is, and that is the human nature, goes on disturbing, not knowing what is to be done and how it has to be proceeded in a certain steps. You go by the car mechanic, he is doing his work in a systematic manner. He is working on your starter, he has to take out the starter, he has to check it, and you are every time pestering him. So sometimes the mechanics will tell you, you go and sit down there, don't stand up here. If you stand up, the work will not finish quickly, it will take a longer time. So first step is, do not create any faults. Then allow the real, a total expression. When I say this, you can become scared because violence is there and you may want to kill someone. So do I mean to go and kill? But this is what your impatience is. You are impatient and not letting me finish. No, meditate on it. How? The step comes in. Close your room. Allow your violence. You can do it in a creative way. You can do it in a destructive way. You were doing it to go and kill someone. So what will happen in that case? You kill someone, you will be charged for it. You can be imprisoned. You have to face that. The second step is, you take out your anger, which normally we do on our furnitures, this and that. And so one of the person I knew, whenever he gets into violent mood, he destroys many things. So number of television sets he has destroyed. So this is another way. Meditation means, how are you going to express your anger totally? Zen do it in a particular way. They go to the garden and they will chop the wood. They will go and pull the water from the well. So they are using that aggressive energy in a creative form. aggressive energy in a creative form. Chop the wood. So the two things that happen, the log of the wood, because of the anger, you will be able to do much more harder. The same log of wood will take a long time for you to use your axe, but because of your anger, there is so much energy that needs to be expressed. So what you will do, you will use axe with a greater force, and the wood will be chopped faster. And not only that, your anger will disperse in a creative manner. And then you will come back and you will be, or you do a jogging, you do the running, or you take a 100-meter run as fast as you can and then come back. This is another way. This is a creative way. Then you can close your room, allow your violence to be expressed in a creative way. Earlier on, when you was going to kill the person, you were destructive, and the outcome, the repercussion of that is a prison, a charge. If you take out your anger on your appliances and this and that, you will destroy it, and then you mash up your laptop, you mash up your computer set, you mash up your television set, then you have to spend the money to buy it again. You can express it on a pillow, on a picture, or anything. There is no need to go and kill someone, and at the same time, there is no need to take it out on your appliances. So what you can do, how you can do it? You can choose an object, anything in your room. You can look at the bulb that is lighting on top. You can use your pillow. You can use a picture of the person. And if you are, let's say, I give you the examples how to start, where to start with. When anger is trying to breed into you, there is, before it comes violence, in one step is you want to curse the person. Express yourself the way you would like to. So you are looking at the light and start cursing, thinking that light to be the person. Whatsoever you want to say, you can say ugly, because nobody is going to bother about it, nobody is hearing it. You can express your anger as much as possible in such a way that you can use curse the person, curse the light, and say whatsoever you have to tell. Tell the person. Whatever you have to tell the person, you tell to the light or to the pillow. With light, it is little far away from you. You cannot do anything. So the first step, or you see a peg or something on the wall or ceiling, you start cursing that. Then still some violence has remained. So you can take a pillow, write the name of the person on the pillow, and start using that as the boxing, for the practice for the boxing, because you feel to box her. Sometimes we say, I feel to box you. I feel to box you down. So what are you going to do? If you think you will box the person, will that person not box at you? But the pillow will not box back you. You will be able to express your anger in a creative manner, in such a manner it is not disturbing you, it is not hurting the other, because if you are boxing with the person, the other will send the punches also at you. So both are, now in this case, both should do the same thing using the pillow. And just as you would have seen the boxers practicing the boxing, I have heard about Cassius Clay, Muhammad Ali, when he used to box, he used to imagine the boxing, the bag on which they practice for boxing, punching. He used to call put the name of that person whom he has to fight, and used to punch as hard as he could. So you are using the pillow, same technique, practicing. So your spouse, your friend is also doing the same thing. We are more angry, so you are practicing that. Now a certain amount of anger will disappear. If you start doing this every day, if you start doing jogging every day, if you start running every day, it will become you will become a different kind of a personality, different kind of a person. Then if it is just, and remember, we are more angry at our friends than on enemies. Just put a picture of your wife or husband on the pillow and bring your violence out. Beat the pillow, kill the pillow, and do whatsoever you like, whatsoever you feel to do. And do not feel that you are doing anything stupid. This is a very wise thing. This is what you want to do with the real object, and that will be more repressing. Look at this stillness. See that this is how you are. You can see how, and then you become gibberish. When you are angry, your words fumble. You cannot form the words properly. So you can use a gibberish meditation. Allow yourself full expression. Act it out. Act it out. So when you are throwing the pillow or punching the pillow, you are not destroying anything or otherwise. And if you can be real, you will realize for the first time what anger, what violence, how much anger is hidden within you. You are a volcano, and this can erupt from you at any moment. And this is what we have seen and happens in our day-to-day life, that between husband and wife, they get on and they argue for the trivial matter. On that, they start digging up the entire grave. They start bringing the family, your father, your mother is like that, your brother is there. So all these things, this is a volcanic eruption. Each one of you will have an experience of that. In any situation, the volcano may erupt anytime. It is erupting every day. Someone kills someone, and just a day before that, you as a normal person, no one ever suspected that he was going to be a murderer. But now, no one can suspect about you. And you may have thoughts in your mind. If you analyze the psychology of the murderers, they had been preserving, nourishing this thought for months together and preparing how to do it. You have thought, you have planned it many times. The idea to murder someone else or yourself has come to you. It has happened to you. You are not absolutely idiotic. Psychologists say that an intelligent man is bound to think of suicide at least 10 times in his life. At least 10 times. and 10,000 times you think to murder someone else. That is the intensity of that. You think of murdering the other 10,000 times in lifetime. You never do it. This is another thing. But you can do it. The possibility exists. Make your anger a total act in meditation. But you are told to sit down in meditation this way, chant this zikr, do this zikr, do that, and so will that will not help in any way. It is something like this. It is told to you that you don't need to take a shower. All you do, just put on perfume and put on makeup and you are okay for any occasion. This is what all your priests have been telling you. Not how to express. First you have to take a shower. You have to use the soaps and so that all that dirt and then the foul smell can be removed. Then you can use the deodorant and other things. So this is the way the spiritual transformation can happen and does happen. Make your anger a total act in meditation. I gave you the steps. The first step is you are going into the room, you are using a pillow or an object, start cursing, use the pillow as a boxing bag to practice the boxing bag, start ponging. You can buy a bag and then hang it in your room and everyday practice on that. This is a part of meditation, and then you will find that you have become so soft and mellow that your all anger does not brew in you. Otherwise, I can create and make anybody who thinks himself he does not get angry, I can make him get angry. Just by doing you are sitting down, the person is sitting at you, and you are looking at the person and making gestures. This is what Gurdjieff used to do. The Gurdjieff is sitting with the people in the room doing the meditation, and so suddenly a door opens, somebody flutters in. Gurdjieff will look at the person and start making the gestures and faces. So that makes the person very uncomfortable. It may happen that sometimes you have some physical problem at the moment, and then or something went in your eyes, you have been blinking your eyes or making something stuck in your mouth, a piece of food, and you did not rinse your mouth. So you are making all kind of faces to clear up yourself. So the other person is thinking that you are mocking him. Gurdjieff was very much adept in that. He used to do, any moment any new person is fluttering in, he will start doing that. And that will make the person very uncomfortable. And then Gurdjieff will start. So he will know what makes him the uncomfortable, that person, and from where the training has to start. One of my friend, anytime you go by him, no matter how many people are sitting down, no matter who is sitting down, as soon as they come, he said, "Come in, asshole." Now you want to know, I have not done anything, how this person is calling you. He knows your name, he could call you by your name, but he will call, "Come in, asshole." Would you not feel uncomfortable? So there are many things that can be used practically, meditatively for transformation. But you have to know how to use the poison. For the medical research shows that poison can be used for many things. Snake venom can be used for medicine. One of my friend's daughter, she was working in Boston Institute of Medicine on snake venom. How to do use this? There are many homeopathic medicines. They are made from the poisons. Cantharis vesifera. Cantharis vesifera is a kind of a insect. It is poisonous. From that, a medicine is made called cantharis. So all these things, it depends on how intelligent you are to use the same technique. You want to open a screw, and you are not finding the screwdriver. What you will do? Would you not use a knife or a back of a spoon to open the screw? So it all depends upon how intelligent you are in your approach. There is no hard and fast rule there is no set rules that I can tell you this. When a person comes in, you analyze the situation where the person is, from where the journey has to begin, and that's where the process of transformation begins. If there is a mild anger, it can be said that you do the jogging. And jogging, when you do the jogging, remember you have 3 layers in you: the physical layer, the emotional layer, and the existential deeper layer. So the same layers work in sex, the same layer works in, if you want to change your energy level, you start working on jogging. But you have to use jogging as a meditative device. So you are jogging, you are continuing to jog 15 minutes, 10 minutes, and after that you will find you are tired, you cannot jog anymore. If you have an instructor, he will tell you, no, you have to continue again. Continue. You are telling the instructor that I cannot continue anymore, I may fall down any moment. He says, that's okay. If you fall down, that's okay, I'll take care of you. The floor is, there is a carpet on the floor, so you will not get hurt. So continue. So after persuasion, you continue, but you don't fall. And you continue for another 10 minutes. So that time when you found that you cannot continue anymore, you are at the threshold of the physical energy and the emotional energy. You are crossing the boundaries, the border of physical energy to enter into the emotional energy. You are crossing the gravitational force of the physical energy, physical body, to enter into emotional body. You need extra to offset the gravitational force of the physical energy to enter into the gravitational force of emotional energy, and that time the greater the force is, you will be able to come out of the gravitational force of the physical energy and enter into another domain. That is where, when the rocket, the spacecraft is going, crossing the gravitational force of Earth, so up to a certain distance, certain height, it is under the gravitational force of the Earth. Then if it is traveling towards moon, then it has to go into another gravitational force, so it needs extra energy at that time. And suddenly the gravitational force of the Earth loses its impact, and the spacecraft enters into another domain, another energy field. So this is what is happening. You are crossing the physical gravitational force of the physical body or physical domain to enter into emotional domain. So there the inspiration from the instruction becomes very important at that time. At times I had to do this. No, you will not. The person says, I am tired, I can't do any more. No, you can do it. Continue. At least do one for me. Another one for me. And if that continues for a long time, then you have entered, you have crossed over the gravitational force of the physical body. You are entering into the spiritual, into the domain of the gravitational force of the emotional energy. This can be used in sex as well. At a time a situation comes in when you cannot continue anymore. If you continue, if you encourage your spouse, if your partner to continue more, and then after some time the person will get into another. So this is not an act of sex. This is a process of transformation. How to use sex for transformation of the consciousness. So you encourage the person, you can do one more. I know you can do it. Try another one. Do one for me. Do next one. The person does it, but he still needs more inspiration. He's still under the gravitational force of the earth. Do one for you. One more. Only one. That's all. Then they did that. But it still has not come out of the gravitational force of the physical body, physical energy. Let's do one for both of us. Right? Then suddenly, slowly and slowly, it happens that the person comes out of the gravitational force of the physical energy and enters into emotional layer, emotional gravitational force of the emotional body. You can practice it with jogging. When you reach that you have reached the threshold of the physical energy, you cannot continue. Pause for a minute, continue it again, and you will be able to continue for another 10 to 15 minutes. Then again the physical energy is depleting. Your emotional energy is exhausted, but your journey has to continue beyond the emotional layer. Then, because you have to attain to transcendence, and transcendence means continue until you reach your destination. What is your destination? Is one orgasm in sex? Or getting out of this anger out of you? No, you are using anger as a process of transformation. And what is that? The state of blissfulness. And the state of transformation when the sex becomes light. Anger becomes light. Transcendence, light beyond anger. Light beyond sex is not a physical something to please your mind. It is a process. You are crossing the gravitational force of the physical body, gravitational force of the emotional body. Then you will enter into the existential energy, which never finishes, which has no beginning, no end. It is always there. Physical energy is dependent on certain things. If there is an emotional understanding, both of you, they are emotionally connected to one another, as we say that we are close to one another. This is the outcome of the emotional. So it is a little more deeper, dense. But once you do not have that emotional bondage with your spouse, by force or for some reason, you may have to enter into sex. You will enter into physical sex, and it will be this is what prostitution is. There is no interaction at emotional level. It finishes at the physical level. So it happens. But for transcendence to be light beyond sex, you have to cross the gravitational force of the physical energy, cross the gravitational force of the emotional energy, and then you enter into the existential bioenergy, the inexhaustible level of energy, reservoir of energy, which has no beginning, no end. Once you are into it, you are always filled with tremendous energy. But you remember, you are that energy, that consciousness is operating through the physical, the of manifestation, the body, the mind. So it will have that effect, but you will not be exhausted the way you used to be before. Just a little thing you have done, 1 hour of work, you are tired. You need to take a rest. But after you have transcended beyond the 3 layers, beyond the physical gravitational force and emotional gravitational force, and you have entered into the domain of the existential energy field, your level of energy will be much different, and you will not be able to know why this energy has come in. You may say it is because of my master. No. Don't. It is because master has been a guide to you. He guided you and you followed him the way he told you, and then you yourself walked on your own feet. I was simply had the opportunity to give you a roar, to give you a guidance, but all that energy and effort was yours, not mine. Mine was simply a guidance, a direction. When the anger has gone, there will be no repetition. So this is where you become light beyond anger, light beyond violence. How can there be light beyond violence? How can there be light beyond anger? You have never heard the terms like this. There is a light beyond the darkness. Anger is darkness, violence is darkness, sex is darkness. But this darkness can be used to bring the light. So the moment you bring the light, here it is not a switch that you turn on the switch and the light comes in, as happens in your room. Here you have to bring the light in a different manner. You have to start working on the negativities or the darkness of the anger in a meditative way. Then a situation will come when out of that darkness there will be lightning, a flash of lightning, a satori will happen. A small window will open to look into the open sky, and then you will feel that violence is transformed into light. Light beyond violence, light beyond anger, light beyond for this or that, and so it is entirely a process. How to transformation through anger, transformation through violence if you are meditative. But you have to know how to be meditative in that field. Not just saying that I am sitting down and chanting my zikr or mantra or my the kalma or anything. It will not happen that way. So only this much for this morning, and tomorrow we will continue in this to continue the process how this can be done. Some of you may have the practical experiences of this. The process at times I had explained to you and took you beyond that stage, but that still has to continue to transcend beyond that. Only this much for this morning. Until we meet again, take care and do have a pleasant day.